just don't know what to expect.
What's up, everyone? So before we even get into this, I want to say this is going to be very spoiler heavy, so if you haven't seen this week's episode of Wandavision, stop watching this now, go watch it, and then come back and let's discuss it. Okay, so for weeks and weeks we've all been speculating as to what is really going on in Wandavision. Who's the villain? Is it Wanda herself, Director Hayward, Agnes, Mephisto, Nightmare? These are the names that constantly keep popping up on social media. There were so many possibilities, just as there have been clues as to who it might be, and I've been sitting on my thoughts for weeks. I wanted to review each episode, but it just felt that there was so many spoilers and I had all these ideas that I just wanted to sit back, enjoy the ride without trying to overanalyze everything. But I wrote down all my ideas as to why I thought it was Mephisto in the end, and although the latest episode doesn't completely throw the idea of him still being the main villain out of the window, it did simplify things a lot more by showing us that Agnes is in fact Agatha Harkness. Now, this is something that everyone has been saying since the first two episodes were shown, but what I personally didn't think they would do is make her the obvious bad guy who's been pulling all the strings, but it seems as though that is the case. There have of course been many clues to her interfering with things, popping up all the time, getting rid of anyone who might want to mess up her plans, getting Wanda to use her powers more, and just not seemingly being affected by Wanda's powers. Things that she's said and did really made it obvious that she would turn out to be Agatha Harkness. But because it was so in your face, I thought the show might throw a twist in there and she was also being controlled, or at least wasn't the main culprit for everything that was happening so far. The devil's in the details though, and my theory for why Mephisto could still be revealed as the endgame, as it were, comes from the fact that Agnes seems to want the kids to herself and Senior Scratchy. The things she and Pietro have said all point towards demons and dark magic. For those who know the comics, the character Agatha Harkness, a powerful witch, has a son called Nicholas Scratch. Now, if we go back to episode 2, we get Agatha refer to her bunny, who she says was used in a nativity play, as Senior Scratchy. Now, this could be a little nod by Marvel in reference to her son in the comics. However, another character in Marvel also goes by the name Nick Scratch, and that character is none other than Mephisto. This is also the episode that we hear the chant "For the Children," and where Wanda first becomes pregnant. But why does she become pregnant, if not for the reason that the children are needed for something? Again, and although the MCU has its own way of tweaking stories here and there, Wanda's children in the comics were fragments of Mephisto's soul. But who is Mephisto? Well, he's a demon in short, who has a range of abilities from shapeshifting to altering time and memories. He's also one responsible for creating Ghost Rider, and with the MCU adding characters like Blade and Moon Knight, it's only a matter of time before we get a Ghost Rider show or movie, so to have Mephisto be in the MCU just sort of makes sense. He also does have very strong connections to many other Marvel characters, including Wanda, Doctor Strange, and even Spider-Man. A couple more signs in this episode that may point towards Senior Scratchy are when Wanda goes to Agnes's house. A fly can be seen on the curtain that the camera decides to focus on more than would be normally necessary. It's also worth noting that Mephisto's first appearance in the comics is as a fly. Once Wanda goes into the basement, there are also some horned demon imagery on the pillars, so everything just seems to be pointing towards Mephisto being in this series at some point. There have also been rumours and things teased by cast members that something big will happen towards the end of the series and that a character will be appearing in an epic way. Now, in my multiverse of madness, I've gone a little deeper and taken things I've heard and basically stretched them as far as I can, and Paul Bettany has said himself that someone appears that he's always wanted to work with, so might this person actually be the devil in disguise himself? Anyway, that's enough of my ideas. There's lots more to cover, but with only a few episodes left, all things will be answered in the lead up to the Multiverse of Madness. What did you think of that big reveal in this week's episode? Let me know in the comments below. Also, and I can't leave this out, but Monica's arrival into Westview again was most definitely one of the top moments of Wandavision. We finally have our Spectrum or Photon, depending on what they decide to call her. As some will know, Monica Rambeau has gone by many names over the years. Anyway, thank you for watching my crazy ideas video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.